system doesn't work unless it's in an enclosed system.
Well, I think what you don't realize is that if you make the minimum wage $15 an hour, then people are guaranteed to lose those jobs, right? The fries and McDonald's will make themselves because at $15 an hour is cheaper that way.
You got to put government regulation on it.
Okay, so here's the thing. When you take the government and you have it mandate how things are run, right? So it's protectionism that is so strong, right? Like, all right, now this is forced to be done in the U.S. It's forced to do that. If the government starts regulating how these things do, instead of allowing these companies, or forcing these companies, I should say, to compete on their own merits, you get what happened to Russia. Right when the hold on a second. When the Iron Curtain, when the Iron Curtain dropped, and we looked inside what was Russia, it looked like it was the 50s. Their cars were old-fashioned, while ours were electronically fuel-injected. Their tractors and tanks and all the crap they had. Their farmers were shit. You want to know why? Because they weren't forced to compete on prices next to others like American farmers are.
They weren't on the level with us in any way.
You're trying to say staying up to date with other countries that have like this thing. I'm looking at countries like the Finnish countries.
The competition is what the entire
universe is about. What about Germany? Germany's
look at how evolution works. No, hang on. Just look at how evolution works. It's the survival of the fittest. And if we start changing that, then it's going to be the survival of the shittiest. It's just how it is.
It's really difficult for me to think that entity that can't get the mail delivered correctly, that can't fix the roads in a reasonable manner, that can't do anything, needs more control and needs to have its hand in more cookie jars. It already can't handle what it's been tasked with.
Yeah, but Taylor, let's look at it this way. There's a guy in my house right now, 70 years old. He could have a massive heart attack right now. And the closest hospital to me is a memorial center. And if I wanted to get him to a hospital that had to take him by the 1986 Medical Act, I'd have to drive 35 miles to get there. Because the hospital wouldn't take him that I'm closest to. So even if I found a hospital and he survived, he's now hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And to say you're using Russia as an example, Russia could be a bad example as far as I know, because the Finnish countries have a $21 an hour minimum wage and they're not fucking falling apart.
Here's the thing. If you're 70 years old and you live in America and you're not a millionaire, then you're bad with money, right? This guy worked in the Listen, this guy worked in the HVAC industry his entire life. It is filled with money. I swear to God, those fuckers are so rich. And unlike every other contractor in the planet, they get paid up front before they do anything. You write the check, then they do the work, unlike everyone else. This guy could win the lottery, and he would be poor in no time at all. Just like so many lottery winners. If you live in America and you're 70 and you don't have $1 million, then you just haven't been smart with your money.
But your idea, you should just die, right? Nobody should care about you.
Look, you should be able to take care of yourself.
See, I understand that I get the cruelty. Like $30,000.
And it's cruelty. It's just like Martin Shkreli. That's capitalism.
There does have to be a
need those drugs now to pay $750 a bottle.
I'm not even completely against socialized medicine, really. Like I think it might be a good idea.
I don't care about the wage increase and everything. I want free health.
There's so many other things in Sanders' platform that have to do with like just fucking the rich. Like, oh, do you make too much? Fuck you, we're taking your money. Do you inherit? Fuck you, we're taking your money.
Taxes by themselves initially is taking money, regardless of who it's from.
Mm-hmm.
If you need more money, do you take it from the poor or you take it from people that have an excess of it?
But he's giving it to everyone. Maybe you shut down
a government program that doesn't work and is a waste of money. Or maybe have a few more auditors that go into government buildings and say, hey, you don't actually need all this funding.
Name a government program that doesn't work.
Party on December 18th every year.
The military, I will agree with you there, but the military does have a purpose.
It works.
It doesn't need to be where it is.
It's just not cost effective.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's the thing. I don't want to live in a country where this is a right, but healthcare is a privilege.
What? No, I definitely want to live in a country where that's a right.
But healthcare is a privilege. I'd rather have healthcare be a right instead of guns.
At this age, I prefer guns.
Ask me when I'm 75.
Yeah. Ask me when I'm
with a gun, you can force someone to give you health care.
I've seen that in the movies.
I'm bleeding bad.
Works out well.
Then you get to see what human incarceration is all about.
Well,
More
I'm
free
sure they got
healthcare.
some more free healthcare.
No, the issue is not the healthcare for me. Like, I'm not even completely against that. Whatever. I'm not even against it at all. The issue is the rest of the safety nets he wants to put around everything. The minimum wage hikes, the taxes, the free school. Like, a
Breaking
lot
up
of this
banks.
really concerns me. You know, when college tuition becomes free, a lot of people that are on the fence about whether or not they give a shit about their education will take it. You know, like, I've been on autopilot for 12 years now. I guess I'll go to 13th grade.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
But it works
Suddenly the
in Germany.
degree's
It
worth
made
even
Germany
less.
the most. It made Germany the most vibrant economy in the world.
Oh, yes. If only the
anymore.
American economy could catch up to Germany's.
Yeah.
They're horseshit compared to us.
Yeah, you could. How many Germanys would you need to make just the west coast of the United States as far as economic productivity?
There's not
Like,
very many people. Like, unless you count Hollywood, there's not very many people in the West Coast.
Silicon Valley?
We should really be talking about crushing things, getting our asses fingered, shitting in mailboxes.
You done with the
like,
politics?
The last time you
I'm
vomited
just saying,
on a
like, you
living
guys
thing.
have such a small
Like-
vision. Like, you gotta take care of everybody around you. And like, I find people that
No,
down
you
social-
don't. No, you do not. You do not.
I
have
don't
to.
take
There
care
are-
of
Taylor,
it.
Taylor, let me
You
ask
know,
you
there
this
was-
question.
there
I
Let me
was
ask
got
you
like
this question.
3 people I fucking take
Let me
care
ask you
of.
this question, Taylor.
and that's
how are
it.
you forming that opinion?
How am I forming it?
Yeah, how you just said you don't have to take care of people around you. How did you come to that opinion?
Yeah,
You came to it
opinions.
from education, right?
Well, you said you have to help everyone around you.
Right,
I
you
don't
should.
think you should have to help everyone around you.
Because
when
guess
I
what?
tried to
Guess
give
what,
that
Taylor?
homeless guy
Because
after a
everybody
Blues game
believed
10
in
years
your
ago,
ass when they
$1,
paid
and
for
he
your
grabbed my
education.
arm and he kind of like gritted his teeth at
When
me.
they paid for your
downtown St. Louis,
socialist
I thought, I don't wanna
education,
help this-
Taylor, they believed in you.
They
Look,
believed in me.
Wings, what are you saying?
Or
What does that
judgment.
even mean that you have to
I'm
help
just saying,
everybody
people are
around you?
down. People want to say socialism is going to be the downfall of everything.
As it
But
always is.
all our education is socialist.
Only
And we're
so
not, I'm
far.
not. We're not trying to turn ourselves into China. We're trying to turn ourselves into a capitalism with a social safety net. Like, you
I
have
don't
a
like
safety net, so if you fall, you're not gonna be ran over by a car
No,
or
I
some
thought
shit.
Ideally, you're 100% right. It would be like, I think everyone in principle is like, yeah, everyone ideally should be able to go to the hospital, get free care. Everyone should be able to go to the local university and get free education. But it's just a matter of is
You
is
can
it
fine
moral
tune stuff. You
fair
realize this,
to
though.
force someone into it.
Well, how
Like,
about a
is
minimum
the- is it-
salary? You know,
is
what
it
if
okay
you
for
don't
them to
feel
tell
like
Woody,
working
hey,
and you'd rather be a beach bum, right? So minimum
Can
salary
you-
for everyone.
They shouldn't be able to say, Woody, oh, hey, I'm the government. I'm Mr. Government. Woody, I know you're running a business there. You're trying to do this. Actually, as it turns out, everybody on your payroll now, no more of this, $28,000 a year for, 30 hours a week. You're going to pay them $21 an hour because that's what they're worth. And you're saying, I can't fucking afford that. I have too many people. I can't. Oh, well, that's too bad. According to me, if you were running a sound enough business, you'd be able to abide by these arbitrary constructs.
You cut
and
some.
Fair.
You cut some, but
Yeah,
they get
exactly.
jobs somewhere else.
I'm sorry.
They could go back to college. It's free.
They could go back to
They
college.
could go
get
into
a
these
degree that
road
is
work
significantly-
jobs that Sanders is talking about. Rebuilding the roads, rebuilding the bridges, infrastructure.
Who's paying for that?
The same money everywhere else. Wall Street dividends.
Wall Street
Ah.
dividends.
Yeah.
I'm glad there's 18 trillion of that to go around.